One.
Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 275. It's gonna be a speed podcast because WrestleMania's in and like a fucking starts in a fucking hour. Ooh!
Oh boy! Quick, what's going on your channel?
What's on your channel?
Oh wait, this is my channel first. I forgot.
Yeah.
NXT Universe Mode that continues rolling this week, and will continue into the next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. Hopefully, I'm still enjoying it. Still getting a lot of content out of it. It's gonna keep rolling. I believe all the parts of our stream are up, so there's nothing else.
All right.
Howdy.
Well, I finished recording stuff for the Assassin's Creed 4 review. I just need to actually script it now. That's where we are.
Which one is 4?
The pirate one.
Ah, yes. Or I should say yes.
Yes. As for my second channel, there's gonna be something on Friday, I think. And that's it. Alright, W.
Expect nothing in particular. Probably Gladius, though.
Alright, as for the group channel, we have Mortal Kombat and Fire Pro.
Excellent.
Also, fighting games are, I think.
Didn't we do fighting games are this week?
No, I think that was last week because Street Fighter came out this past. I don't know. No, if we did fighting games are this week, then Street Fighter is coming out and Katamari. All right, so something's coming out.
I'm checking. Give me a second.
All right.
Fighting Games R came out 3 days ago.
Okay, then yes. Then it's Katamari and Street Fighter 5.
Yes.
Cool.
Excellent. So, Pink, what have you done with your week?
Nothing.
Okay. Addy, what have you done with your week?
Well, I've started reading the Adventures of Marco Polo. I think that was the title of the book, whatever. The book that everyone says is a sham made up.
Yes.
And the I haven't gotten past the prologue yet or whatever. But the translation that I'm reading has made it quite enjoyable because it's like, hey, here's like four rows of shit that was in the actual book, and then here's my dissertation and my academic arguments for why I have a bigger dick than everyone else that is my contemporary.
Yes.
And that's on every page. The reason I haven't been through the prologue properly yet is because the guy keeps cutting off at the actual book every 4 lines to just talk about academic arguments. And it's an experience. So that's been a thing. Then I finished Kingdom Hearts 2 again.
All right.
Big takeaway here. For one, the game is also around like 20 hours. It took me 16 hours to do it this time. My last save file was 36 hours, so somewhere between those two, probably somewhere around 20 something. So that's good to know for the future. Also, Kingdom Hearts 2 okay, I went into this going, I don't know if I like Kingdom Hearts 2 more than I do Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. After I finished it, I went, I don't know if I like Kingdom Hearts 2 more than Contra. So, I might. It's getting up there. So, yeah. So I've already started a third playthrough on Critical. Because fuck it. And that's that. Then, did I play anything else? I don't think so. Whatever. I have warned you that this will happen. And so it has. Let me get rid of the picture. I guess I'll put it into the voice text chat. But yeah, you have been foretold of this coming, and boy,
Oh, I see. No, Andy. He's supposed to be the one being murdered.
yeah. Funny thing about this, I drew this. I finished drawing this. I go online, then I see the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I just went, yes, everything is right in the world.
And in the fucking art that is on Steam, you can see that Sonic's corpse is in the Family Guy pose.
Yeah. Oh, that game's gonna be a blast once you get to it.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I figured in regards to this art, I figured I'll just make this make a background to this, and then I'll just post it on Halloween. The happy Halloween picture. Fuck it. So the viewers might even get to see this eventually. Might.
Oh.
Nice.
Also, speaking of Halloween, this isn't something that I did this week. Well, it's something that I laid the foundation for previously, but it's something that I finished this week technically. But I have redrawn the Halloween logo slightly. It's not a complete redesign, it's just, a touch up. So there's the new one. Let me see if I can't get the old one out of the depths. It'll be a second. So this is the one that we used. The second one. And I believe you can see there's a small change in quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I've already went ahead and made the version, because I made this version that I sent previously. I that's just for general use, as in I will probably not redraw this every year, because I don't feel like that's a good investment of my time. I just made that one to be like, hey, here's the Halloween logo, and then I'll just make the numbers every year.
Yeah.
And this year's numbered variant is this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. So yeah, that's all of the art. Did I do anything else? I watched the Ultimate Dragon Rey Mysterio match, and I wanted to point this out from WCW. And I wanted to point this out both because the match was actually really good. Both of them did good shit. Mysterio actually could move because he was 20 instead of 100, like he is now.
Steroids.
Yeah. But also, Ultimo kept doing the spot that we did in the Lex Luger Ultimo match in Fire Pro. The entire match, he was just doing that one arm bar to Mysterio. And then he lost. I think. I don't remember. But yeah. Oh yeah, Digimon Go's game is over. The ending was an ending. It was less dissatisfying. Considering how much they had to rush a plot near the end of the series, the ending was okay. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were lost. I don't know how, but whatever.
Yeah.
At least you are free of Digimon for now. For now.
Yeah. I'm never free of Digimon.
Yeah.
I hear people making weird noises about that yellow girl Digimon in the distance, and it's an eternal torment.
I wish that actually narrowed down which one you're talking about. Probably Renamon.
Dude, did you see that fucking shit about Wooly in the hottest Sonic females video?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't see the thing about Wooly and that video. I have seen that video by proxy.
Man, I just listened to the audio of Wooly and Reggie watching it, and it still fucked me up for the rest of the day.
Look, I mean, Cream's mother is just the size of an average human mother. What else can you say? We should use this dumb stuff like that as a unit of measurement.
Let's not.
Yeah, true. We'll just get the imperial system again.
Oh, oh God. All right. Anything else?
No, I believe that's it.
Okay. Let's see. For my week, let's see. I tried Fightcade. Played quite a bit of Fightcade. Fightcade is cool. I will talk about it on Fighting Games R.
Yeah.
Not this coming week, but the next one.
Yeah, we'll have to set that up so we can actually play together. Eventually.
Yes. I'm getting Mike in as well.
You should also get a Fightcade 2 instead of 1. Because it can handle 3D games and shit, allegedly.
Yeah, Fightcade 2 is the default that you get off the Fightcade site now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I've downloaded and played around already with Giant Graham All Japan Wrestling 2. Which is a bit difficult to understand because it's in Japanese, but it's funny to play a Dreamcast wrestling game from 1999.
Yeah. And it has rollback. So that's cool.
Yeah. It's fucking wacky. Anyways. Oh, I guess as non-real fighting game talk goes, I did also play WWF WrestleMania, which is the Midway WWE game.
Yeah, the one where Yokozuna's ass inflates.
I don't believe that's Yoko. I believe that's Vader in one of the home console ports.
It might be Vader, but I wish it was Yoko.
The arcade version has Doink, Taker, HBK, Brett, Razor, Sean, Yoko, and Bam Bam. But I know one of the console versions replaced Lex and a couple other guys with Triple H, Bulldog, and Vader.
The home consoles replaced Lex and a couple of other guys with Vader. All of them.
The sheer girth of his ass took up the character select screen. So, WWF WrestleMania is an insane game, and it's amazing. It's stupid, and I love it. At some point, like, Pink, we're gonna have to get you in on this, at least just for that game. Nonetheless, outside of Fightcade, I did not do a whole fucking lot. And the thing I can think of off the top of my head that would be entertaining to hit real quick, Hall of Fame was last night. So I'm not going to talk about Stacey Keebler or Tim White's inductions because they're boring. Not to dunk on either of those people, but neither of them were very exciting. Stacey Keebler is in the Hall of Fame for dating George Clooney. Tim White is in the Hall of Fame because they had to put a referee in at some point, and they still are bitter about having her.
Tim White is in the Hall of Fame because he's dead.
So, let me hit in quick succession what was funny about
it is kind of weird how he's the only send-up Hall of Famer this year, though.
What?
The only dead Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
No, he isn't. Oh, you're okay. I see it. The jokes.
Yeah.
I am the sufferer of the joke. Well, the trouble is they sent out Andy Kaufman's brother to take the award, and Andy Kaufman's brother looks just like Andy. So you probably could believe, oh my God, Andy Kaufman's not dead. He's just pretending to be his own brother.
He had to escape Laura somehow.
So after several weeks of me putting energy into the universe, hoping that lightning would strike Lawler or a lighting rig would strike Lawler while he inducts Kaufman, they cut to footage at home of Lawler going, "Hey, I can't come in, but hey, I'm Jerry King, Law. Jerry King, yes, good.
I am Jerry King."
And then
we feed cuts.
And then they cut to a little edited promo package of a CG crown rotating while it says, "Jerry King good, 13-year-old girls bad."
Yeah.
So they send out Jimmy Hart instead, And it is hilarious because Jimmy Hart, I don't know what Jimmy Hart has got to be one of the best carnies there's ever been. Because Jimmy Hart is so lovable. He's so inoffensive. You can't help but like him.
I mean, he
he's
sings
best friends with Jerry.
He sings all of the wrestling teams.
He's best friends with Jerry Lawler and Hulk Hogan, so you know he's a scumbag.
Yeah,
but he's so likable. Like,
it's one of those things where like Jimmy, you wanna hate Jimmy Hart because he's friends with Lawler and Hogan, but also he wrote Great Texan. That's not a joke. He actually did write Great Texan.
I know WCW had him write their themes for several years, and they were all obvious ripoffs of something. Like Jericho would come out to an obvious knockoff of Even Flow by Pearl Jam, or they'd send out like Eddie, and Eddie's theme was an obvious knockoff of Come As You Are by Nirvana. It was ridiculous.
I mean, have you listened to fucking Great Texan? Billie Jean.
Yep. Anyways.
William Jimothy.
So Jimmy Hart goes out there, and Jimmy Hart is not aware. Like, he comes right after Stacy Keibler. Keibler was very earnest. There was definitely a lot of fake about Keibler, but it was more fake of, I love you fans so much. And Foley and Tori inducted her, and they were very earnest. By the way, Stacy said, we are entertainers. We are doing entertainment. And you could hear the crowd struggle to try and go like, oh, God. They wanted to boo her, but at the same time, at least the LA crowd had the class to recognize, okay, maybe it's not at the Hall of Fame.
You don't boo Stacy Keibler ever. Come on now.
I don't know. Stacy Keibler came off as an unlikable bitch at the Hall of Fame. I was tempted to boo her. And I thought her speech dragged on forever. Boy, did I not know what I was in for.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Jimmy Hart does get it over with relatively quickly. That is to say, under 15 minutes. But he goes out there, and Jimmy Hart is working his fucking gimmick. He is doing the full, I'm Jimmy Hart, I'm like a southern huckster. You can't trust me, but you love me. And he's doing it all like kayfabe. He's telling stories about Andy Kaufman, but they're all kayfabe. Like, I remember when I was in the ring with Andy Kaufman, and he told me, all right, you hit Lawler from one side, I'll hit him from the other, on the count of 3. And then we started going, and I was the only one that went at Lawler. And I went to Kaufman afterwards, and Kaufman said, actually, I felt like going on 4. Well, you could have told me. And it's amazing, because it's the fucking LA crowd. The LA crowd, this Memphis shit is not over with them. And I could hear, like, Jim Cornette or Muda or somebody like that. Our friend Muda, not the wrestler.
Yeah.
I imagine the wrestler Muda isn't so opinionated. But our friend Muda shouting at the TV screen, you dumbasses! You killed wrestling! This is good shit! I imagine our friend Muda has a considerably more impressive voice than Cornette. So anyways, yeah, there's the Kaufman induction. We get to Muda's induction, and they send out Flair. I've been joking for a week, both to you guys and my family, about, oh, haha, can't wait for Flair to make it all about himself. But man, I thought even Flair would have enough class to not just make it about himself.
What do you mean that the guy who is currently booking his last match, even though he had his last match 2 months ago, has no class? What do you mean
and the guy had another last match 15 years ago?
What do you mean the guy who was low-key blackballed for a bit because he wouldn't stop exposing his balls?
Oh my God!
Has no class.
Flair got in the ring, got on the fucking mic, and said, I'm hoping they don't have to call me up Daddy doesn't have to call me up because I'm in trouble again. Yeah, I've been in trouble a few times down the years. And I was just sitting there like, fucking Flair has the gall to go up there and make a joke like, haha, got away with it again. And he's going to keep getting away with it because the crowd never booed him. The crowd kept going, woo!
I
Okay,
think
the Discord mic is had enough. Discord's noise canceling has had enough of my bullshit. Time for me to finally turn it down. This is unacceptable.
I was gonna say that they won't blue Flair until he's dead, but no, he not even then, especially not then. In fact,
no. By then, Flair will be a saint.
yeah.
I'm taking way too much time with this. Okay, so Flair, honestly, just sits down. Let me tell you, brother, the Japanese, they have the hardest work ethic. I fought Jumbo Tsuruta, and I fought Genichiro Tenryu, and I fought Giant Baba, and I fought Antonio Inoki. And those Japanese guys, they had to work hard, man, because they were trying to please Antonio Inoki and Giant Baba, both of whom I wrestled. And let me tell you, there are some real shooters there. Antonio Inoki, Giant Baba, Jumbo Tsuruta, Mitsuha Mizawa.
There's only those three Japanese people.
And like it hits a point where it's honestly like Flair's just trying to show off that he knows Japanese wrestlers. Because his words start to blend together, except he stops enunciating everything except the name. So it just turns to Hamna 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 Kensuke Sasaki, Hamna 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 Masahiro Chono, Hamna 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 Shinya Hashimoto.
Yeah. His promo at one point just turned into literally listing names of Japanese wrestlers. Jinsei Shinzaki, Hakushi separately, Tanahashi. Bless you.
Tanahashi. There's no way Flair would know Tanahashi. That's after his time.
Yeah.
Flair has a Flair exclusive method of viewing history.
Flair just starts listing off the New Japan roster. Tamatonga. I've wrestled him.
He's got the Wikipedia list up there. He's looking at his phone.
He had it on a piece of paper, not his phone. This is Flair we're talking about.
He's too old for a phone.
We're lucky he didn't come out with a stone fucking tablet. I have these 10 commandments.
I fought the best of the best Japanese wrestlers. Kyle O'Reilly.
I was there when they shot Ricky Dozan.
I shot Ricky Dozan.
That's why they brought me to North Korea to fight Inoki. I was the ultimate heel. I was there when Kensuke Sasaki woke up Muhammad Ali with his loud sex powers. Oh, boy.
Flair would love to wrestle in DDT, now that you say that.
Oh, God. Flair would want to be in on Hustle. Bunch of old farts making stupid jokes in the ring where they get girls pregnant. He'd love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, now
he's probably still upset he's probably still upset that they haven't really pushed the whole he got Lacey Evans pregnant angle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
go ahead.
Shout out to the fact they had most of the modern roster on the stage, but they were very, very hesitant to cut back to them because Charlotte brought her husband, Rhea Ripley brought her boyfriend, and Dean Malenko was there for Ray and Conan. And they didn't want to cut to any shot that would include any of those three guys because they work for AEW.
Right.
Maybe you should have fired Dean Malenko.
By the way, when they first sat down, Rhea was sitting with Dominic to one side and Buddy Murphy to the other.
Nice.
And everybody was memeing because Buddy Murphy looked grumpy as hell, so it's funny to imagine like he's being cucked by Dominic Mysterio of all people. But by the end of the show, somebody went and told Buddy to swap seats with Damian Priest so that when Ray comes out, they could have Judgment Day walk off the stage together. And Buddy would have ruined the shot. Oh boy. But after Flair's way too fucking long speech about him, here's the thing. Flair mentioned Muta twice in his whole 10-minute speech. he mentioned, well, they brought this Muda guy into Georgia, and Dusty came to me and he said, Flair, Rick, I need you to show Muda around Atlanta. Now, why would he pick me? Ladies? And I'm just thinking, can we get like some fucking lighting rig justice here, please? And at the very least, Conan like scam Rick out of his money backstage. What little he has left.
Conan jumps up on the stage, does the rolling doll area.
Oh god. Oh boy. So Muda finally comes out, and Muda cuts a very quick, simple little speech. And credit where credit's due, he throws himself at it as best he can, though he does say, start off with, I speak very bad English.
Yeah.
But he did it. I wasn't expecting Muda to give a speech. I was expecting him to either just rely on the inductor or to have an interpreter. No, he went for it. Oh, by the way, the second mention of Muda and Flair's speech, Flair said, I think Flair said, Muda, was a big inspiration to a lot of the wrestlers nowadays. Asuka, she's right there. She's keeping the female gender alive. What does that mean, Rick?
What?
He's styling profiling.
The female gender would die without Asuka. What?
I'm confused.
It's the load-bearing Asuka. Have you not heard of it? If she goes away, every woman collapses.
Oh god. So
she's the
yeah,
center
Muda
of the female hive mind, I suppose.
Yeah.
The Nexus.
I was thinking
So
more like
Muda wraps up his speech, and he does the thing everybody wants. He sticks the two fingers into his neck, and then mist into the air, and big pop, of course.
He should have missed it
And I
with
was
Flair.
just thinking, yeah, exactly. Can we at least get Asuka to jump the barrier or Shinsuke to do it?
Yeah.
Shinsuke can vacuum the mist that Muda spit into the air.
I was about to say, like, Shinsuke jumps the barrier, kisses Muda real quick, miss Flair for Muda.
Yeah.
He's escorted out by security.
Fuck it, anyone. Triple H, you missed him.
Yeah. I learned this from my friend Tajiri. Regal. Regal.
Oh god, I believe Regal could pull it off easily. The British Mist.
Yeah. It's the British
It
Mist.
somehow comes. He somehow missed the pattern of a Union Jack onto Rick's face.
I was thinking it has chunks of fish and chips in it.
Yeah. Or beans on toast.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. And the last one to go in was Ray, inducted by Conan. And Ted was so ready for Conan to just shit himself or cut this stupid shoot or something. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit ready for that too, but at the same time, I know that Conan likes to make money, and he makes more money by being friendly with WWE. So
that is true.
Conan went out there and did easily the best speech of the night. He had a good rhythm. He told actually meaningful anecdotes. He knew what stuff to leave out and what stuff to cut in. He had a good mixture of stuff that was funny and stuff that was, tributes to Ray's legacy. He got a little bit of his own stuff in, but it was mostly about Ray. He enunciated, had great delivery. I was confused.
Conan?
By the way, Conan had a good couple lines that I'm gonna steal. But the one, have you guys seen how Conan described Ray?
No.
No.
Conan said, Rey Mysterio is what I like to call the Scarecrow. He's always outstanding in his field.
Nah.
That's a winner. I'm stealing that one. Oh, yo.
Rey Mysterio is what I like to call the Scarecrow. I always get scared when he guesses me.
He's what I like to call the Scarecrow. He kidnaps people and experiments on them with psychological chemicals.
Yeah.
He's what I like to call a Scarecrow. I made him by stuffing a bag full of wheat and corn.
Rey Mysterio is what I like to call the Scarecrow. He always scares the chicks away.
Ray did his speech, and I won't talk about it other than saying, holy fuck, did it go on for a while. Ray must have cut a 30-minute speech. And I'm just thinking, this is 30 times the length of anything else Ray has ever said into a microphone.
He was saving it up.
He spent all his meter.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the Hall of Fame, and that's just about all I can think of for this week in duty so far. Except, let me hit this real quick. Did y'all see what happened on SmackDown last night?
No.
Not really. I saw the LWO reformed, but
yes,
aside from that,
that's what I was going to hit.
Okay.
Legato went up to Ray and were like, "Hey, we still respect you, hey." And Ray's like, that's very meaningful to me. I thought, us standing together as a group that's proud of our heritage and fighting for all this reminds me of something. And he busts out a pile of t-shirts.
Welcome to the Filthy Animals,
and they
pal.
all...
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Welcome to the Mexicools. Oh, no!
we got a lawnmower parked out back.
Doing it in the LA arena as well, so like half the audience just files out.
like it's slowly super crazy drives the lawnmower into the frame.
He's in no. Hey, wait a second. That just reminded me. It was the strangest damn thing. They were playing Noah footage for Muda.
Oh.
Yeah. Ted thinks that's why they sent Shinsuke over to Noah for a little bit. And that's almost certainly it. But boy, it is noticeable that... sense. It is noticeable, though, that like a few years ago, the rumor floating around was Triple H wants to eat Noah.
Right.
Look,
Rene Dupree's coming back!
if that gets me Fist King, then sure, I'm for it.
Dude, we may be a few years down the line from having a surprisingly monstrous Japanese roster in the WWE games, because Muda said he wants to sign on as an ambassador to WWE while he's out in LA for the week.
That would be nice.
If he's definitely DLC for 2K24, but nonetheless, if we could figure out some way to slot him in as an annual guy, boy.
Yeah. I hope that they
since they have Noah footage, they could do a DLC pack of both young and old Muda.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you think Muda, you do think Shining Wizard, but if they do young Muda, WCW Muda never did the Shining Wizard when he had hair.
No, he did the moonsault, and he did like he did like a double knee face buster, I think.
Muda lock.
Oh yeah, the Muda lock. But he also did.
But man,
if memory serves, he also did this like weird move where he just jumped on people's backs and then they just fell. Kinda.
Yeah.
Then again,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought that was gonna be my lazy attempt at a transition. I thought you were done.
I was gonna say, like, one of those things like you also have to think about though. Like, was it actually supposed to be a finisher, or was it just like one of those? Hey, I do this move sometimes. We'll just count the pin off of it.
Yeah. Back in those days, it was more common to finish off things that weren't a finisher.
Yeah.
And back in those days, anyone would bust out a pile driver or a German suplex as a finish at any point, too.
Yeah.
Though, of course, keeping in mind that in the States, the German suplex has never been seen as that cool of a move, while in Japan, they get as hyped for it as they do for a pile driver.
Not
Oh
at all.
shit, he's dead. Well, I can tell you, if they did a pile driver nowadays on WWE, you'd get a huge pop.
No, we need
I wonder
Funk back.
I wonder if Owens in his last match will finally do the package pile driver, and he'll just eat the fine.
I mean, considering the curb stomp came back, he might be able to just probably take it out.
Yeah, the curb stomp is a big question of like, okay, so we don't want the kids doing pile drivers, but we do want them jumping on their friends' necks.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, all right. I find it funny though that the LWO is getting refounded, but the NWO never did. That's kind of funny.
I mean,
And Ray was never in the LWO, was he?
no, I don't think so.
I don't
Like,
believe so either.
Like, I thought that was part of the whole thing there was Ray, Chavo, and Conan were the only Latino guys in WCW who didn't join the LWO. Admittedly, Conan was already in the NWO, so he wasn't, you know, pulling dual citizenship, but...
Right.
Makes me... Who are we gonna wheel out next? Alright. That's about the extent of what I had to say, but we do have a good bit more time. Is there anything anyone wanted to hit that is just apropos of nothing? A topic?
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
I don't
let's
think
see.
there was anything I had.
But I did spend more time watching just more classic wrestling, and I figured out the type of people that I like watch actually wrestle. So,
Alright.
just to say that it's more or less the same as it always was. It's just I actually know for sure. But like, you know, I like lucha. I like Japanese wrestling when it's I guess like I want to call it strong style, but that's not true because I don't like Shinsuke.
New Japan is strong style. All Japan is King's Road.
Okay, then I like King's Road.
Yeah. And King's Road style is not so common anymore since it hurts so many of the people, but there are still some people who do King's Road. Gunther sticking out like a sore thumb. There's a reason they make a 30-minute wide berth around Gunther's matches on cards. Yeah, did you see that match that I shot you over on PMs a couple days ago?
No, not yet. But I need to.
I was surprised by that match. I'm not normally a tag match guy, but that was a great match.
I have to watch that. But yeah, like it's a thing of like, you know, I like high flyers doing high flyer shit when it has a reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like shoot fighters, which explains why I like Ken Shamrock probably. Like Shamrock, yeah.
I can be fooled by a spot if it's sufficiently impressive, though setup is always a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I saw that spot of Kenny Omega versus El Hijo de Vikingo. And Kenny Omega just has no fucking subtlety. Of just like taking, I don't even remember what it was, an enziguri or something, and rolling halfway across the ring to go specifically sit on a table at ringside so Vikingo can do a suicide 630 senton.
Yeah.
And it's like, what Vikingo does is insane. He's probably the most insane high flyer yet. Though it feels like there's a permanent arms race here. Because I remember seeing Pac and going, no one's going to get crazier than this. And then Ricochet came along. And for years I thought, okay, no one can get crazier than Ricochet. There's no going up from here. This is the peak of human capability. And now here's Vikingo. At some point, we are just going like 10, 20 years from now, we are going to see cruiserweights doing actual fucking Sonic the Hedgehog spin dashes in the ring.
Yeah.
We are going to see one.
I'm still waiting for a cruiserweight to have their finish actually just be the Kano ball.
The meter burn Kano ball, where he
Yeah.
sits in the air for about 2 seconds, spinning in place, and then suddenly lurches forward.
I mean, look, you told me Ricochet did that spot last week on SmackDown. I'd believe you.
I mean, he comes very close to pretty well the air Kano ball / the dive Kano ball / has there ever been a dive Blanca ball?
Maybe in Omega.
Like, the dive Kano / Blanca ball is technically Ricochet's finish.
Ah. I still wish
630
that
Senton.
yeah, I still wish someone would do the standing variant, because like it's that's one of those things where like I don't like they definitely couldn't do it like in the games, but like you could probably do a roll through variant where like you don't actually hit the guy, both of you just kind of like one of you just does a ball towards them and the other one just flops.
A running cannonball.
Yeah, pretty much. Just do a standing running cannonball.
We're already somewhat close to it because one of the Creed brothers on NXT, his finish is just a straight cannonball to somebody's face.
Ah. But yeah, like...
And at Pink, isn't their tag finish the Doomsday Device, but it's a cannonball instead of a lariat?
Yes.
Which is ridiculous. And isn't it the fatter one that does the cannonball?
Yep.
Because one of those Creeds is like really skinny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I am not going to know most of the fucking people on the Stand and Deliver card tonight.
Whenever I went into myself.
Whenever I went into the past NXT cards, I was like, okay, well, I at least know Mandy Rose. Whoops.
She's gone.
I also watched more Japanese wrestling, and that included watching or seeing a match, an old like 2015 match of Balor against Tanahashi. Boy, I'm a fan of Tanahashi now. He made Balor look good for even 2 seconds.
There's a reason Tanahashi was the Japanese John Cena and still is.
Yeah.
Like, Tanahashi and Okada kind of remind me of, like, if Punk wasn't an egotistical bitch who left.
Yeah.
And he actually stuck around, and they were able to keep the clean babyface and cool heel / tweener dynamic going for longer than just 2 years.
Yeah. Like, the thing with that match was that some parts of that match were good, but I can't say that the whole match was, because genuinely the match was Tanahashi tries to make Balor look good. Balor wrestles the same match that I see him wrestling in NXT.
Can you shoot me the link to that match, by the way, because I'd like to see it.
I'll see if I can find it, because there's an entire like subreddit dedicated to just Puroresu, and that's where I found it. But I'll look it up.
Ah,
yeah. But yeah, I'll send it over.
Getting New Japan matches is a bit difficult.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I don't watch as much actual like proper wrestling content right now is just like even outside of WWE right now is just when I see people upload anything, it's usually just like, hey, here's this match, and then it's actually just a cut down version where it's like, hey, here's the highlights of the match, and if I wanted to see the highlights, I could probably go to the actual channel of this company. Like, you know, it's also a thing of like if you write highlights on the video or something, then fine. But it really sucks when it's like, here's this match from these two people that you know, and then I click on it, and then the match starts. There actually was a video like this. So the video was, here's the entire entrances for both of these wrestlers. All right, cut.
Yeah.
And then it's not the end of the video, but it's just like from then on it's a highlights video. Why couldn't you cut out the entrances? Like the entrances matter a lot.
Because nobody's gonna pay for the entrances.
Yeah. But you know, like I can't really enjoy a match when it's just like, hey, here's 75% of the match. Like I don't even know what the hell the story is going into this to begin with, so. But yeah, like I watched some Fall Peter stuff, like that, and I watched Tajiri wrestling in a gymnasium. It was sad.
Tajiri can do whatever he wants. He's earned that right.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tajiri, I'm just kosher with Tajiri.
I mean, I just wish that he got to do more.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, from a purely selfish perspective, I'd like Tajiri to retire soon so we can start getting him in the games again.
Yeah.
But putting that aside, I mean, Tajiri, there's a lot of Japan is a lot looser with things. You will see someone wrestle a match at the Tokyo Dome one week, and then the next week they are wrestling at a high school in, Ohio.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how they do things there. That's how they do things at AEW too. Dude, he doesn't do it because, for one thing, Vince's whole thing about not supporting the competition. But on top of that, I imagine they just don't want the look of people being their guys wrestling at gymnasiums.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the sad thing was the gymnasium wasn't even filled. Devin
to worry about as well, and that's a lot of travel.
Yeah, true. But yeah, like it was sad because the gymnasium wasn't even filled. Like there was like 10 people to watch Tajiri wrestle.
So, unbelievable.
That's
the city's fault.
Yeah, that's the gymnasium's fault.
Yeah,
they didn't advertise him well enough.
Fuckers. Yeah.
I also saw the worst thing, I think. So DDT.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Yeah, I watched a video of other people talking about it, about something happening with DDT and that being synced up. So it was like a highlights, but people actually fill in the parts that aren't there, which works.
Yeah.
And apparently, there's a guy in DDT whose gimmick is that he fucks people. And
yep.
That's all I needed to know, honestly. Like they had, it's one of those things where, like, if it were any other wrestler, then that guy in the focus point of that entire event, the event would have sucked regardless. But I think it would have been better. But the entire joke was just this guy gay, haha, left.
Yes. Welcome to DDT.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with DDT though is that, like, one of the guys who worked there, Takeshita, he's actually good, which is why he doesn't work there anymore.
It was DDT, by the way, which was where I believe it was where Kenny Omega wrestled the little girl and Kota Ibushi wrestled the blow-up doll.
Probably. It was
definitely. As a matter of fact, I believe Kenny and Kota both wrestled the blow-up doll.
Yeah. I believe it's also the company where the guy pulled out the gun.
Almost certainly.
But yeah, like I watched that and I went, man, I hate wrestling.
Yep.
It's also this weird thing where, like, because of how shit was different, or how how wrestling has evolved nowadays. Like, I watch videos like that of, like, Attitude Era or Ruthless Aggression WWE, and I go, I could watch this, I could enjoy this. The storylines are shit. The women are mishandled. Jerry Lawler, but the actual wrestling is is more akin to what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Or, well, no, the storylines are shit. The storylines are shit 25% of the time when Russo is employed. Like, or 25% of the time when Russo isn't employed. 75% of the time when Russo is employed.
Hey. Fucking nutclad.
Yeah. Look, I just can't appreciate the TNA reverse ladder match where you have to put a ladder on the stage and hang the title up to win it. Actual thing that happened.
Bro, people would not expect it.
The best part is I don't think that was actually a Russoism. I think that was Dixie's idea.
You know, who did she learn from?
Yeah, true.
She learned from the very best.
Yeah.
Anytime Jeff Jarrett spoke up, somebody just went, "You fucked Kurt's wife," and then Jeff shut up.
People only spoke to Jeff Jarrett when they asked for a raise, and he went, "You ain't that, and you ain't The Rock." And they hit them with the guitar.
Never drew a dime.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, in one of these videos, someone explained the heat behind Jeff Jarrett, where like, people hated Jarrett because he was so overexposed, and I just never stopped being that way. Like, a lot of the classic classic, Attitude Era and stuff like that wrestling I've seen did feature Jarrett, and it did make me hate Jarrett that he was always featured and he never seemed special. Like he's just kind of there. He thinks she should be champion. He really shouldn't. Like, I don't even know who I could liken to Jarrett in the modern wrestling world, because like, I want to say Daniel Bryan, but at least Daniel Bryan can wrestle when he wants to. Nah.
Well, Daniel Bryan has had a shitload of grassroots support of him.
Yeah.
The trouble is that once Daniel gets the title, that support disappears.
Yeah, like I don't know who I could point at that's like very pushy about getting a title, and then like they don't actually sell that well, or like they're not. Like Jarrett is a mid carder, is the thing. Like Jarrett is a very good like high tier mid carder guy. He doesn't want to be though.
The thing about Jeff, you also got to keep in mind that another factor in why people don't like him is Jerry. Because Jerry ran Memphis, and Jerry for a good long time ran TNA. And so he's also
that's why Jeff was always champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Jeff is also seen as a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Which, in that regard, I mean, Ted right now would absolutely argue that Cody is a Nepo baby and something or other, yada, yada, yada.
Because Dusty's head of creative, as we all know.
Yeah, Dusty's ghost has currently possessed Triple H.
Yeah.
Nobody questions why Triple H says, I'm a black man trapped in a white man trapped in a white man.
Yeah. That when I heard about this reincarnation, I didn't think I'd be back in a cell like this again.
Oh boy.
But yeah, like, Jarrett, once again, like I think he could be a really good, modern day, modern day, late 90s, early 2000s Jarrett could be on an okay like mid-carder heel. He wouldn't be he would be a lesser miss, but but I can see him working on that. But he wants to be world champion. Everything seems to point to him wanting to be world champion, and no.
I was very much in favor of Jeff Jarrett winning that AEW title he was going against Orange Cassidy for, exclusively because that would mean Jeff Jarrett is the only guy in history to win belts from WWE, WCW, TNA, and AEW. And that's such a ridiculous record for Jeff Jarrett, of all people.
Look, when you keep quitting until they give you the belt, you have to get the belt eventually.
Well, like, WWE, he skipped out because he didn't want a job to China. WCW, he was there till it burned, wasn't he?
I think so.
Pretty sure.
The Slapnuts era. And TNA, he was there until he was pretty well officially ousted by Dixie or somebody, I don't remember. And him and Billy Corgan probably just went out and smoked in the parking lot and went, man, this is bullshit. Yeah, I agree, this is bullshit. I'm going to go refound the NWA. I'm going to go be employed by WWE for like a year before I suddenly skip town to the other promotion because they'll let me wrestle.
Yeah. Like it's just one of those things where like I hear people praise Jarrett nowadays, and I don't get it because I'm still just like I don't want to see Jarrett on my TV.
Well,
You know.
pushback is kind of inevitable on these things, and Jeff has been shit on for the last 2 decades, and it was especially at its peak during the later days of TNA. And now TNA is firmly in the rearview mirror, if not outright forgotten by a lot of people. So without those negative factors in, the pushback is kept around while the people that don't like Jeff have more or less shut up. And with that, Addy, I believe it is time to say bye so we can go on down for the stand and deliver. Stand in the liver.
Stand in the liver.
Stand in the liver.
Sounds
Boy, is Braun gonna have to try and move around acknowledging his dad tomorrow or tonight.
He's Scott's son now.
Yeah.
Always was.
I don't know if he wants to go there either, because Scott may not be in trouble for being transphobic, but Scott still pencils up referees' asses.
That's true.
Like, everybody just kind of wants to ignore that Scott Steiner did that because they want the funny meme man to be wholesome. And there's a certain segment of the wrestling fandom that is like, man, the Steiners were the stiffest, best tag team ever. And they can't stand it either. Those guys are gonna have a hard time ignoring this Rick Steiner, Giselle Shaw stuff.
I don't know which Steiners those people were watching, because the Steiners were good, especially for that time. But
I don't know. I think Scott just kind of did cool moves, and Rick had a nice look, but that was about it.
No, it honestly was. Scott did cool moves. Rick was there.
Yeah.
Like,
half of Scott's moves. Have you ever seen Scott's 450?
Maybe once.
Scott did the 450, but it wasn't a 450. It was a 360.
Ah.
He would land on his feet, then just fall over. It was for all intents and purposes. He did a flip off the turnbuckle, then pinned you.
Yeah.
And of course, don't forget the moonsault fallaway slam where he DDT'd himself. All right, I'm off, boys.
All right.